Hello everyone and welcome to the first video installment for a set of upcoming NFT collections of mine under the name Project Etherion, a project that is set to begin with the mentioned set of NFT collections and lead towards a fully developed gaming trilogy for which I have already written tons of content and the story. Now, this video, which of course is timestamped, in case somebody's looking for just specific information about the project, I'm going to be talking about the following things. First, I'm going to talk about why Etherion is going to be special. That is going to lead into me talking about some of the aspects of NFTs that I think have and are going to benefit the project in the long run. After that, I am going to expand a little on the benefits that you will receive for buying and owning the Genesis NFTs. And moving along from there, I'm going to talk about the giveaways and how you could participate in them, and how you could also get whitelisted for the project, so you can enter the project's pre-sale and mint the pieces at a discount. And finally, I am going to be talking about the TORs, or the tokens of respect, which are probably the most important set of items in the collection. And I'm going to talk about the benefits of coming into possession of one of these, and how you could possibly earn one of these tokens for yourself. So yeah, with that being said, as I said, I'm going to start the video by talking about some of the things that make Etherion special, and that is why I want to start by putting emphasis on her story, because I think that ultimately Etherion's story is going to be her biggest selling point, and that is because the fact that I wrote her story in probably the grimmest period of my entire life, and her story kind of became a place for me to store something of at least what was left of those events and experiences, and also a place for me to portray some of the dreadful, inescapable realities about life that some of us have to battle with. So just do head over to the website, and read that tiny snippet of the story, and that's probably just like 2 to 5% of the entire story of the game, but I think it's just going to give you a general impression of how big the scale of the story of this game is, and how important it is in the whole project. Okay, and um, and I think that that is, as I said, that is going to be Etherion's biggest selling point, because contrary to a lot of the games and even media of today, where we see the context has kind of superseded the content, or like the medium has literally become the message, and I think that is simply for the fact that the people with the most access to media creation and game development, they have a really beautiful and static life, and you know, I know that you could, you could read into history, you could study psychology, and uh, you could sit and think and, try to come up with creative elements, or even push, the boundaries of your creativity with drugs. And but I don't think any of that uh, could stand up, to something that, to a story, that comes out of dreadful, personal experiences and a context, that you have lived in. And you know, uh, the consequence of this has been, like, we see so many video games where the universe, and the scenery is just literally breathtaking, and there's a level of creativity in the form, is just that is simply jaw-dropping. But the story kind of fails to drive, the context and the form, and like a few hours into the game, you kind of get this void feeling, because you kind of realize, that the story is, vague and shallow, and and impersonal, and so I think that is probably the biggest thing that Ethereum is going to stand up to, and more so beyond this reason, um, like looking at the state of the world uh, of today, where AI development has literally reached a stage where it's being offered to the general public, meaning that dozens of people have most probably been developing with these tools in the background for years, I think that story that comes out of a lifetime, worth of struggles and seemingly unique human experiences is most probably going to be one of the final thrones um, that AI uh, would leave to human development. And that leads me into saying that along the lines of developing her story, I kind of also realized that once you're able to make, a genuinely good and personal story, consequentially, the elements that you start deploying on top of it are also going to be a lot more unique and new, um, and that I think is going to be that I think is what is going to be Ethereum's second biggest selling point, in that, her rich story allowed me to not only come up with a ton of new gameplay elements, um, that, at this point, I feel confident enough to say that I don't think that anybody would be able to come up anytime soon. But it also allowed me to implement and to revive and implement a ton of gameplay elements from the games of the past, that we loved and we have been longing for, and I think that is because, I was kind of privileged to uh, kind of uh, experience the go through the experiences that the people, that uh, developed those games went through. And this is, where I kind of realize how beautifully NFTs come into play, probably simply for the fact that you're now able, to monetize even the most tiny and minuscule items and elements in a game. And that, in the context of the world of today, where money and time and money, where time is money, and if you're spending your time on developing and creating something that isn't going to make you any extra future incomes, uh, you get this really horrible feeling, and it just simply isn't justifiable. And so NFTs really help us bring back, a ton of elements and things from games of the past, and give us the spirit to develop them in the context of the world of today. And that in combination with being able to create a cycle where players can also make an income, and where sponsors, and other better benefactors can also make some benefit, and then inject that into the cycle. I think this um, opens the door to probably worth a generation of human development. And so I think this is probably the first aspect of NFTs that I really love and admire, and that uh, benefited this project and is going to benefit it in the long run. Now, I want to mention a third very important selling point towards Ethereum here before I move on to talking about more beautiful aspects of NFTs, and that is that Ethereum for me started as a side project, but her story grew so great and rich that she kind of attracted all of my focus and attention. But the reality is that uh, I've been working on a bunch of other stuff. I'm working on um, a few scripts for some movies, and I've been working for years on developing a script for a TV series, and each of those in their own respect are going to be pretty big, okay? So I'm telling you this so you know that I have a lot more to back up Ethereum than even simply the project itself, okay? And now moving on from there, there's also two other aspects that I want to mention about NFTs that I think are really beautiful, first is how, NFTs make it possible, to make the fans and the players, get the fans and the players involved in the process of developing a video game. And this was something that I personally felt and loved during the previous bull cycle. Some of the games that were mainstream back then, I still follow some of the games that were mainstream back then. And knowing that I was able to walk along with these people, from when they simply had a genuinely good idea, and oh, to the point where they started gathering a team around them, and seeing the process of uh, developing a game, and not just all of this, and knowing that I was walking along with these people, but also, just knowing that I might have been able to contribute something to them in the process. I think that this is a really beautiful experience, and especially in the context of the world today, which is constantly shifting towards individualism. When no one really believes in talent anymore, most people kind of know that if you really need to do something, and if the context of your life permits that, you can pretty much do anything. Being able to get fans and people involved in the process and bringing them up along with you, and uh, exposing to them and showing them the process of developing a game. I think this is a beautiful experience that at least that wasn't possible, at least at this global scale, with traditional game development. And I think this is something that I really love and admire about the NFT ideology. And this is probably uh, one of the things that made me really eager to start this project, with a set of NFT collections. And that also leads me into a third aspect of NFTs, which I think is, uh, which I really love and admire, and that is that, NFTs are kind of making an attempt to do the same thing that, crypto and blockchain technology is kind of trying to do with the dominant currencies of the world and, banking. Of course, that is a subject of probably an entire discussion, and a subject that also raises a lot of concerns. I know, like, is it even a good thing to try and crumble down, or create cracks in dominant, currencies, but in any case, I think NFTs are kind of making an attempt to do the same thing with the gaming industry. And again, I'm not saying that they're going to be able to completely abolish, gaming, the giant gaming monoliths, but I think even if they're able to, to create an opportunity, for people like myself to, either be able to gather a bunch of other people that take a genuine interest in my idea, or to be able to, create tiny cracks, in the giant game development companies. So maybe, I'm able, somebody is able to pave a way for themselves into one of the game development companies. I think this is going to be something really beautiful, and especially, because especially for anyone, that has made any attempt in trying to write a script or an idea for a video game, and they've done a little bit of research, they know for a fact how literally impossible it is to pave a way for yourself from the outside into, a game developing company. It's probably even harder, than trying to pave a way for yourself into Hollywood, with a script. And if NFTs are able to create even an opportunity for you to be able to do something like this, it would be beautiful, because NFTs allow you to showcase your idea in a much more, in a far more developed, visual form. So yeah, I think that is probably the most beautiful aspect of NFTs that I have come to love and admire. And yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up for everything I want to say about NFTs. Now, let's talk about the giveaways. So, uh, oh, before that, I also want to expand a little on the benefits that you will receive from buying and owning the Genesis NFTs. Because if you head over to the website, you'll see that I've listed a few benefits, but the reality is that a lot of the benefits that I have up in my mind to give to the buyers and owners of the Genesis pieces, they're either a little bit too far-fetched, or I simply can't deploy them right now in the perfect way that I want to deploy them all by myself. Like, for example, from day one, I wanted to give all of the owners a sort of generative income. But the way that I wanted to do this, and this is me describing it in the most simple form, is that I wanted to, stake a portion of the price that you pay for each of these pieces, in a valid pool. So that not only can I give this back to you over time, and you could benefit from the fluctuations of whatever coin it is that I am giving this back to you. But you could also benefit from the gas fees and the transaction fees that are generated in the pool. But as you can tell, this is not something that I could lay down in perfect detail for you right now. But know that this is something that I am going to do, and also know that, the benefits that you are going to receive for buying and owning these Genesis pieces is probably going to be a lot more than what you're seeing right now on the website and what I can give to you now, because just as I said on the website, the people that buy the Genesis pieces are literally the people that are going to initiate everything for this project. So I'll be sure, to I'll make sure that these people are going to have a special place in the project until the day, that it has a beating heart. Okay, so that's it for the benefits of the pieces. Now let's talk about the giveaways. As of now, there's going to be one guaranteed giveaway, and the way that you can participate in the giveaway is that you've probably already performed some of the tasks that has landed you over on this video. But in any case, what you have to do is you simply have to head over to the gleam.io link that is both left down in the description of this video and also in the on the official Instagram page of Etherion. And there you have to perform a set of tasks. You have to do all of them, just the usual, following the project's page on X, reposting the pinned posts, viewing the project's Instagram channel and YouTube channel, because as you probably know, YouTube and Instagram have introduced, a set of nice, beautiful policies where you can't force your viewers into subscribing and following your content. They have to take a genuine interest in what you put up. But anyways, by performing the tasks in the gleam.io link, not only will you be eligible for the giveaway, you will also be whitelisted for the project. And by being whitelisted, you will be able to enter the project's pre-sale, and you'll be able to mint the pieces at a discount. Okay, now I'm also probably going to do a second giveaway, and that is going to happen if we manage to hit 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So the first giveaway, as you've probably already seen, is going to be a piece of Etherion herself with her Ether Blaster and in the original armor. And the second piece is most probably going to be a piece of Ethamon, her little droid. Okay, so that pretty much sums it up. Oh yeah, and to enter the second giveaway, you probably wouldn't need to do anything extra. Simply by becoming eligible for the first giveaway, you're most probably going to be eligible for the second giveaway if it happens. But if you might need to do anything extra, I'll be sure to make a follow-up video. So be sure to follow Etherion's socials to be informed of that. Okay, so that sums it up for the giveaways and the whitelist. Finally, I want to talk about the TORs, or the tokens of respect, which, as I said, are probably the most important items in the collection. And what I have in mind for these items is that I want to hand these out to people that initiate something big for the project. Like if you're able to connect me to big figures that will help or with developing the project, with developing the game, if you're a sponsor and you think you can sponsor the project in some way, or if you're a game developer yourself and the game has taken your interest and you think you can help with the development of the game, or even if you're simply a digital artist and you think that there's something with the pieces that you can fix, or if you think you can animate the pieces, because one of the first benefits that I had in mind to give to the owners of the pieces was to give them, a animated version of the pieces. So if you think you're able to do that, you might be able to earn one of the tokens of respect. And note that there is ever only going to be 13 of these tokens, okay? And so, so the way I saw them was that I wanted to create this circle, of 13 people that, kind of initiated this project. Now, what will you receive? What are the benefits of coming into possession of one of these tokens? If you happen to come into possession of one of these tokens, consider yourself as being a shareholder in the project's future profits, okay? And now, I also want to say this, that one of these tokens is going to be up on OpenSea at a somewhat more reasonable price. And the way I see it is that the person that buys this token is kind of, supporting the project financially, okay? So, yeah. And one last thing, and that is about the minting dates and the prices. Now, I'm probably going to make a separate video on that, because although the pieces have already been uploaded to OpenSea as drops, I just want to see if I might have to change anything, or if I might have to patch anything up. And I want to see what the initial reaction is towards the project. Okay, but as of now, there is a countdown on the official website, and that countdown is correct. By the time that countdown expires, the project's official minting will open up. So for now, be sure to have that in mind. But for the rest of the dates and the prices, be sure to follow the project's socials. I'll be sure to inform you about that in the following days, okay? So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up for everything that I thought was necessary for me to say in this first video. Finally here, I want to say that if you have any questions or concerns about the project, feel free to either ask them down in the comment sections on this video, or down on the comment sections on the Instagram Reels, because I'm probably going to upload this video as shorter reels on the Instagram page of the project, probably gradually from now till the official minting takes place. But anyway, feel free to ask your questions and concerns, and if there ever is enough questions for me to answer, or if there are some serious concerns that I'd feel the need to address, I'll be sure to either make a separate video to answer your questions, or to make stories, to address the concerns. Okay, so I hope you take a genuine interest in the project, and if you do so, please feel free to share it with as many other people as you think that might be interested in the project, or could help me in the development of the project. And yeah, I hope to see you in the future videos.